Hi, my name is Muhammad Dini Hakimi bin Muhammad Nizam Noah.
Hi, I'm Claudia Sabek, anak David. Hello, my name is Nur Akila Adiliah binti Muhammad Khairul.
Hi, my name is Lutfi Ali bin Abu Hassan Ashraf.
Fish pellets are important for fish growth because they provide the nutrient needed for development. Soybean meal is commonly used as an alternative in fish feed as a main protein source. However, soybean production is limited and not sustainable. According to Powdell 2023, drought stress during the reproductive stage and declining soybean yield potential raise concern about yield loss and economic return. Therefore, it is important to find alternative protein source. One option is black soldier fly larvae, as known as BSFL, which is an insect-based protein. This study aimed to compare BSFL with soybean meal to determine its effectiveness in supporting fish growth. Nowadays, soybean meal is becoming more widely used to formulate fish pellet as a main protein source to replace fish meal as a whole. However, its supply is limited and not sustainable, which causes price to increase over time. Fish meal also face this issue as the scarcity to find a good quality fish meal and higher demand cause the cost of fish meal to increase exponentially. This leads to higher fish pellet costs and creates financial challenges for farmers. According to Taken and Machian 2015, although feed ingredient output stay mostly unchanged, the competition to acquire the same resources is increased, thus putting further strain on supply. Therefore, the need to explore alternative protein sources such as black soldier fly larvae is known as BSFL to evaluate their potential as an alternative for soybean meal to reduce the reliance on fish meal and ensure consistent fish growth.
The primary research objective is to evaluate the efficiency of black soldier fly larvae BSFL as a sustainable protein alternative to soybean meal SPM in fish pellet by conducting a comparative analysis of their nutritional profile, growth performance impacts, and physiological effects on target fish. And the first one is to determine the optimal inclusion level of BSFL that maximizes the specific growth rate SGR and feed conversion ratio FCR, and the second one is to assess how the bioactive components such as chitin in BSFL versus the anti-nutritional factors as in the SBM that influence gut microbiota health. There are two hypotheses that we can make based on the research objective, and the first one is for feed efficiency, and the null hypothesis is that the replacement of SBM with BSFL does not significantly affect the feed conversion ratio FCR in the target fish species, and the alternative hypothesis is that the inclusion of BSFL significantly lowers the FCR, which is improved efficiency compared to a 100% SBM based diet. Second one is that the gut health and immunity, and the null hypothesis is that there is no significant correlation between the inclusion level of BSFL and the concentration of serum immunological markers or gut microbiome diversity, and the alternative hypothesis is that higher inclusion level of BSFL will significantly increase immunological markers and beneficial gut microbiota diversity due to the presence of chitin and antimicrobial peptide.
As farmers are trying to find a reason for conducting such experiments. For example, how does the nutritional profile of BSFL compare to soybean meal in terms of protein content and digestibility? And what are the growth performance outcomes in terms of weight gain, feed conversion ratio, and survival rate of fishes that were fed BSFL-based diets compared to soybean meal diets? Important to complete and finalize, as it can affect the world in many sectors such as economic impact, sustainability, food security, and scientific contribution. First of all, let us talk about the economic impact of this research. With the rising cost and limited supply of soybean meal and fish meal, it creates financial challenges for fish farmers. By identifying and confirming BSFL as a viable alternative, it will reduce feed costs and stabilize the aquaculture production. This research also helps gain sustainability in aquaculture sector as soybean production faces environmental constraints like drought stress, land use, and deforestation. BSFL, being an insect-based and cultivatable on organic waste, offers a more sustainable and circular protein source. It also aligns with the food security aspect, as it ensures affordable and consistent fish feed ingredients that supports aquaculture growth, which is vital for global food security and protein supply. Scientific contribution this research has provided is adding to the growing body of knowledge on insect-based protein, as insect-based proteins have not been properly researched yet, and providing comparative data that can guide feed formulation strategies in aquaculture in the future.
Now, I am going to talk about the literature review. Fish meal was previously a common ingredient in aquaculture feed due to its nutritional value and balanced amino acid compositions. However, due to overfishing and environmental issues, make it costly and limited. Soybean meal is a popular substitute due to its low cost and 44 to 48% of fruit protein content. According to Mohan et al. 2024, soybean meal has anti-nutritional components such as phytates and trypsin inhibitors that can hinder the fish growth and nutrient digestion. Moreover, the black soldier fly BSFL diet is also another alternative substitute. According to Sekimoto et al. 2022, it has between 35 and 55% of fruit protein content and have beneficial nutrients including lauric acid, which can enhance the fish immune and gut health. Previous research produced encouraging findings. In 2023, Fatima et al. Discovered changing black soldier fly diet for soybean meal enhanced fish development and disease resistance. However, the majority of research only look at short-term feeding track and partition replacement. There are currently minimal long-term implications on fish health and profitability. This study will analyze on growth performance, feed conversion ratio, survival rate, and fish health to determine which protein source is more efficient and sustainable for aquaculture feed production. Now, I am going to talk about methodology. This study uses comparative experimental designs to compare soybean meal and black soldier fly meal in fish diets. It is suitable because it allowed comparisons of growth and gut health under the same condition. The experiment is conducted in a controlled aquaculture laboratory using nail tilapia because they grow fast and can utilize both plant and insect protein efficiently. There are two treatments. The first treatment is soybean meal, 300 grams per kilograms of feed, and treatment 2 is black soldier fly, 300 grams per kilogram of feed. Furthermore, fish are placed randomly in tanks, then feed twice daily in 8 weeks. Water quality is monitored daily. Now, we are going to do some data collection that includes specific growth rate that is measured using Ohanus Pioneer Analytical Balance PA214. Then, feed conversion ratio that is calculated using its own formula. Survival rate that is measured by manual counting. Then, water quality that is measured using a YSI Pro DSS multi-parameter water quality meter. And as for gut microbiota health, that is observed using a Olympus CX423 biological light microscope. And lastly, growth is measured weekly. Lastly, an independent t-test is used to compare soybean meal and black soldier fly meal to determine the significant differences.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope this video can make you guys understand about what our team try to observe. Ta-da!